Hey, you want to know something? Do you want to know something? Are you sure? Being independent will surely lead you to failure. Nowadays, it's like the idea of independency has just been spread so far wide. It's like everyone wants to be so independent, but actually lost the real cause of how, like, you're not understanding. Do you understand that this mindset is slowing you down? See, like myself and most people on this planet, we believe that being independent is actually the best way to go. It's actually the good way to go, right? Why not be independent? Everyone is screaming independency. Wrong. That mindset is actually slowing you down like it did for me. Seeking help almost seems like you're helpless. It almost seems like you can't do it by yourself. It's actually quite the opposite. I'll explain. Imagine a corporation, huge corporation. You probably ain't gotta imagine one. You see one if you walk outside, or you probably work at one. If you were to quit your job today, it wouldn't matter, right? They just replace you like that. If everybody were to quit, guess what would happen? The company will shut down. And it's not because of the obvious reasons. See, corporations and companies actually realize that they need people. And that's what actually makes them corporations and companies. That's what makes them how big they are today. Because guess what? They're basically giving out tasks. The same thing that you're trying to avoid is getting help, right? It's the same thing companies and corporations used to get huge. They give you the task that, can be done easily and can be done very quickly while they take care of the more important things, right? But at the end of the day, both jobs are equally as important, because if there's nobody to do this job, there can't be anybody to do this job. Another reason why it will fail. Now that's the obvious reason, like I was saying. Let's say we have two stores, store A, store B. The exact same, by the same company. Everything's the exact same. The probably layout's the exact same too. Even though they're exact same stores, they're in different locations. One of these stores, let's say store A does really good versus store B doesn't do as good. Now, there's a couple reasons why, obviously, but one of the main reasons you would say is customers. What exactly happens when you're dealing with people? When you're dealing with people, you're not only dealing with logic, you're also dealing with emotion. If somebody feels they're accepted at a specific location, they will always return to that specific location. Do you understand? That is why store A is doing better, because the customers feel that the employees there are actually more helpful. I've heard so many times, a customer will say, I'd rather come here rather than the other one because of you guys, because of what you guys do, because of how I'm treated over here. It's as simple as that. See, it's not because of, they need someone to do the work. Those jobs are equally as important, right? It's about the relations of people. It's about the connections between people. You can't have human experience without relation. My God, what did I do, bro? Why is this, bro? Jesus, and I'm still sick and I can still taste every flavor. I didn't have my taste buds just yesterday. I couldn't taste anything. Now I can taste it all because of this juice. Let's give an obvious example. When you look at musicians, artists, you have music that pops off. Obviously, music pops off and they're popular music that everyone will listen to. They don't even know who the artist is. Cool. But I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, people are usually listening to a specific song because of the artist. They feel a connection with the artist. They feel a relation with the artist. They feel the artist, is in that same headspace that they are. They can relate with this artist, because anybody can make music. Anybody can make music and say anything. A random person off the street can say the exact same thing as Kendrick Lamar and it wouldn't hit as hard. It wouldn't hit as hard. You know it. It's about the delivery. It's about who they are, what they came from, how they present themselves. You like that. And that's why you listen to the music. It's not the product that sells. It's the connection. You're only selling the connection. That's why you see, corporations building huge buildings, huge offices. They're not building that for themselves, not just for themselves, right? They're building that for everybody. Because when people come into a place where they can feel connected, where they can feel love, it makes them work harder versus being in an environment where it's the complete opposite. Let me take another sip. My God. Something crazy actually happens when you're alone. At first, it's scary. At first, you're all by yourself. It's scary. You're by yourself with your own thoughts. Then, like everything else, the more time you spend with it, you get used to it. You get used to being alone. Let me tell you what happens exactly at that point. You literally begin to feel invincible. And some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You literally begin to feel invincible, to feel almost anger and hatred. Not even hatred, just anger towards everything and everyone. Like you don't need anyone. It gives you, that power and bragging rights to say that I did it all by myself, which is good. You can totally be independent and you can get a lot done being independent. I will not argue that, but you're shooting yourself in the foot if you're going to say that's the only method you're going to use. Trust me, being independent is a good method, right? To be able to literally operate, to be able to walk in the dungeon and slay all the monsters by yourself is an amazing thing. But imagine if you could do that and have a crew behind you. That dungeon is a piece of work. It's done in like 5 seconds. See, you adopt this mindset when you need to, right? A mindset when you have nobody to kind of, talk to, or when you have nobody to be there for you at a specific moment. You adopt this mindset that I have to be there for myself. I have to rise to the occasion. I have to do something. I'm not going to just sit around. And that's a complex that's built in that time. And then understand that in that time, you needed that person. You needed to become that person. You did, and you have. But that doesn't mean you can't grow. That doesn't mean you can't evolve. Doesn't mean evolving means letting go of who you are already. You've already built this character. You've already built this person. I'm not saying to snap your fingers and make them vanish. I'm saying to evolve them, to make them into something greater, because you can still keep all the good parts. Now, not everything is good. Not everything is good about being alone. I'll tell you that. There's some downs. There's times where you feel, certain things. You feel like a sense of just hollowness, like a hole. And that hole, I mean, to some people, to me, it's kind of exciting, because I always understood that, that hole is always going to get filled. First, you have to understand and not keep yourself in that mindset to say that this is it for me. It's not it for you. You got to a certain point. Now it's time to keep growing. Stop being complacent. I keep saying that in every video. Stop being complacent. So it's important to actually include every little aspect you can, because as humans, we're supposed to interact with each other. What's the purpose of building an empire if there's nobody in there to live in it? You're in a huge city all by yourself. It's almost pointless, isn't it? And my goodness, this juice is about to make me independent. Anyways, keep growing, keep expanding your mind. Don't remain complacent. You have so much potential. My God. Honestly, let me know. I'll drop it so fast. I'm trying to share. See, I'm trying to share with y'all. Share the the recipe. Because I can't be the only one drinking this. I just can't. It's not fair. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching. Come back. You literally better come back, because I have more heat coming. Anyways, it's been another great episode, and I'll see you guys next time.